Whether it's in a boxing ring or a UFC cage, two celebrities going head-to-head will always be an entertaining watch, not just for supporters of combat sports, but also for fans of the entertainment industry. Of all the celebrity fights that happened in 2022, the face-off between Black Chyna and Elijah Morgan in Florida was perhaps the most controversial. Chyna, as we know, is a popular rapper, while Morgan, on the other hand, is a fitness model. However, both celebrities temporarily abandoned their primary jobs and picked up the boxing gloves in an exhibition match in Florida. The main highlight of the bout was when Morgan dropped Chyna to the floor, but the rapper quickly got back up to her feet. Other than that, a significant part of the fight was marred by tame body shots and several punches that missed their target. Not that we expected anything better from two non-professionals, but the spectators would definitely have loved to see a more entertaining exchange. In the end, the judges called it a draw, to the disappointment of the two celebrity fighters, who clearly expressed their frustration. Additionally, all potential talks of a possible rematch were squashed by the judges, who declared that both women were not prepared to face off in a rematch. Well, not everyone would agree with this call, though. Jake Paul's UFC story is an inspirational one. From being a social media influencer, the 25-year-old has literally become one of the most feared fighters around, but it definitely didn't come on a platter. To start with, he's had to subject himself to some hardcore and rigorous training sessions, something he never would have had to do if he remained in his comfort zone. But despite this impeccable level of commitment, Jake Paul came under heavy criticism for reportedly dodging real fighters. To be fair to him though, he tried to make it happen twice in 2021. However, talks fell apart for possible bouts against Tommy Fury and Hazeem Rahman Jr. Fast forward to 2022, the opportunity to fight Anderson Silva came, and contrary to what his critics had predicted, Jake Paul grabbed the chance with both hands. Of course, the fight made headlines as the main event of a Showtime pay-per-view card at Desert Diamond Arena. And at the end of the 8-round encounter, the former social media influencer was declared the winner by the judges based on a unanimous decision. This was definitely an upset considering Silva's reputation as a legend of the sport. But the problem child certainly wouldn't mind. "It's a surreal moment. Hard work pays off," Paul said. "I want to say thank you to Anderson. He was my idol growing up and he inspired me to be great. Without him, we wouldn't have had a fight this year." Slim Albahir doesn't wear the Hitman moniker for nothing, and he showed it in his bout against fellow YouTube influencer FaZe Temper at KSI's 2-fight, 1-night event held in London. The fight was scheduled as the co-main event, and it delivered just about the same thrill and excitement as the main event itself. Unlike our first two entries, this fight didn't go the full length, as Slim Albahir delivered a devastating right hook to knock FaZe Temper in the second round and win the ICB Light Heavyweight World Championship. Roman Reigns squared up against Logan Paul at the Crown Jewel event in Saudi Arabia on Saturday, the 5th of December, 2022. Jake Paul was in the arena to support his brother Logan Paul as he looked to claim the undisputed And despite fighting in his third WWE contest, Logan almost pulled off an upset. He gave everything he had, and he could have nearly won it all on a couple of occasions. But Roman Reigns fought back and delivered a deadly combination of a Superman punch and a spear to retain his belt in a fiercely contested fight that broke the longest World Championship match to take place in Saudi Arabia. Fans were treated to a special at the UK vs USA influencer boxing event, which saw FaZe Temper face off against King Kenny. This event came with a lot of controversies. Some fans claimed it was rigged, fans stormed the ring, and racist remarks were thrown around at will. But none of this stopped both fighters from delivering top-notch entertainment. Initially, King Kenny was adjudged to have lost to his opponent on split decision. However, Temper filed an official appeal 5 days later, and the result was reversed in his favor by the Professional Boxing Association. Even with Anthony Joshua and KSI watching and cheering him in the stands, Deji couldn't help halt his disappointing run of results. The celebrity fighter, who is also the brother of KSI, went into the bout against Wassabi on the back of 2 losses. And just when you think he will draw inspiration from the performances and support of his brother, Deji fell to yet another defeat. Surprisingly, Deji started the match the better fighter, but Wassabi responded quite well and was always in control of the bout from the start to finish. And in the end, 2 of the judges called the bout in his favor, and that was enough to condemn Deji to his 3rd consecutive loss of his boxing career. Celebrity fighter KSI made a sensational return to the ring at the O2 Arena as he earned himself 2 knockout victories against Swarms and Louis Pineda. Swarms was the first to be thrown in the firing line for the first installment of the DAZNX Series 1 pay-per-view. KSI dominated the British rapper big time and eventually knocked him out in the 2nd round. Some 3 odd hours later, KSI returned to the ring to face Louis Pineda, and his performance was even better this time. The social media influencer ridiculed his opponent, dropping him to the canvas 3 times in the 1st round. All Pineda could do was complain that the punches were illegal, but of course they weren't. In the 2nd round, KSI dropped Pineda 2 more times. The 2nd knockdown was via a devastating left hook, which left Pineda struggling on the canvas for a while as KSI did push-ups while the referees made the count. One would have thought this was going to be the end of the brawl, but the referee decided otherwise. However, KSI remained persistent and delivered a pair of knockdowns in the 3rd round to finish off Louis Pineda, who was quite disappointed on the night.